These are the best highlights from the matchup between KT and KDF during the 2024 LCK Summer Split.
Yeah, is going to put them in the lead in gold as Deft making a visit towards the top side as well, piercing darkness onto Dudu. And because clearing out some of this jungle that is going to be spotted immediately, as Beryl does see exactly what's going on. Let's see whether Dudu can survive this one though, as Deft picks up the turret aggro. Not going to be able to tank it for too much longer, and almost dies in fact. He is so incredibly tanky, but there is first blood going over to casting, and the juggling works out.
Yeah, really well done there by KT. That was a hard dive to pull off. Has just got his first item completed. It looks like they want to try and contest.
Yeah, he's just wandering over. You can see Beryl on a control ward. BDD now walks across a ward himself, and there is an arrow connecting. BDD gonna head straight into the Nature's Grasp, is now casting, looking for a wraparound, but the rest of KT, they're leaving the situation. The Encore goes completely wide though, and now Cuz is looking for the opportunity. That is a beautiful gobble though, as Beryl is going to be able to save his jungler, and now casting, trying to get in amongst it, then gets out of it. And we've got another singularity coming in. Beryl is going to be avoided, and now Cuz is burning down. Finally, someone dies. The health bars are so extraordinarily low, and finally, Bulldog, he will go down. Cuz out of life as well, but now the Dusante is marching his way forward. Deft, going to be very difficult to get out of this one, and there is the flash forward. And
Control here, Pyosik is moving up. I still don't think your comp is really in a spot where you're firmly online, but they might try and contest this. Seems risky to me.
It certainly does. Well, they're still going to look for it, as there's a Glacial Prison. That was beautifully landed. Couldn't buffer that one. That is going to be at least the Herald secured here by the Quandong Freaks as the Shadow dawns over Cuz. And Dudu even able to pick up the eye. That was very sneaky. Even though the snare is pretty good there from Deft.
Yeah, it did force everyone from KT towards mid lane to try and defend.
All right. Another meat drop going to come down there, and Pyosik pretty happy to tank it, as Dudu is extraordinarily tanky. Tongue Lash connects, and there is an instant cleanse from Leaper to get him out of the way. The arrow is going to come through, and Beryl can't cleanse that one, but still the liquid's coming through. He's going to be denied there, as it's a great ultimate from BDD, but now Dudu's in amongst it. There's the kidnap onto Pyosik. Not exactly optimal, but now Bulldog's looking for the resets, but BDD gets into the fog of war. It doesn't matter. Dudu is just too big. He's able to take down Beryl, and now casting, just trying to find something back, but he is dead as well, and KT are crumbling. And Quandong Freaks will get that soul point. They will all move down 8 seconds until that dragon is up and available, and Dudu possibly out of position here. Singularity to slow him down, but not in the optimal position, and he basically takes no damage at all. Casting now on a flank angle, but he's spotted here by Bulldog. There's the counter-strike, arrow going to fly in amongst it as well, as Pyosik taking so much damage. Finally, the skies descend as the Dawning Shadow does a fair bit of work, but this is where the Seraphine can find her options as Beryl dives forward. Dudu looking for Deft, good flash to get him out of the way, but Beryl is very dead, just a catfish on the floor. And Quandong Freaks will say thank you very much for the Infernal Soul. So we've got tanks turning into real tanks as the game goes on. And now Beryl, arrow is going to connect onto the Tahm Kench. Deft in position, but there's not enough grey health for him to eat here, as now BDD, he turns up, but he's just a little bit too late. That is just a free Tahm Kench over to the Quandong Freaks, and a Baron up and available. 4 versus 5.
Oh man, this is so hard. Like the Infernal Soul on the side of Quandong Freaks, and they still have Maokai, they still have Seraphine, KT. They feel like they have to contest this, but Dudu on the flank as well. This is so hard to play.
Well, Pyosik gonna try and get in there. He steals it! All right, well, he's going to be sacrificed. Deft also is well and truly out of position, so they lose 2. Beryl is still dead as well, so 3 dead on the side of KT as Quandong Freaks. They fail to get the Baron, but they get all the map control.
Armor pen, because the enemy front line is so tanky. See the replay though, manages to get the help though, and I think the problem here was Quandong Freaks were so focused on the fight and kind of lost focus on the Baron, so a bit of a mistake there. And Quandong Freaks are ready.
Volleys flying through here now as well, as BDD hit by a sapling is okay. They do manage to land the Glacial Prison onto Cuz. Teleport to come in though, as the Kazante is coming back. Great Encore onto Beryl. He does have some grey health to eat, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to keep him alive. As now BDD just getting chunked out by Bulldog, who's getting the resets. He finds another one. He's just playing Mario on the Rift here, as now casting. Welcome to the LCK. And unfortunately, the first one is going to be an L by the looks of things, as Bulldog going to be able to grab the ace. His Tristana looking absolutely incredible here in game number 1 of the summer season for the Kwangdong Freaks. And I think they're looking to end it here.
Yep, so well played from Kwangdong Freaks. The composition made sense. They got an advantage and they never gave KT an angle back into the game. The Elder didn't even get touched. They didn't let any opportunity for Pyoshik to steal. And now they're getting their 1-0 in the series.
Kwangdong Freaks 1-0 up against KT. A little bit too much scaling on their side, but just
Threat for him, but a Blitzcrank is going to be a problem for Beryl.
absolutely. We saw the power of the Blitzcrank in the hands of Lehens. Well, you can see Casting. He started it up. Ruthless Predator going to connect this time around. He's got the dice ready. It's almost just a solo kill as the flash forward from Pyoshik.
So the value for the Seraphine may not be as good as Andal got in that game 1. Oh, Beryl.
Yeah, able to sidestep the hook. Andal down to about 50%, but Def not wanting to walk into the fog of war. You've got
unhealthy.
Somewhat subpar as old here. He's jumped a little bit further forward than he would otherwise like. Is Casting once again almost towards a solo kill, and is now looking to try and deliver this one over to BDD. It doesn't quite work out, and Casting's going to have to tell. Oh! Whoa! He walks back and gets himself killed. He was like,
so many rocks thrown at him.
and that's why they didn't pick Talia in game number 1 to make sure that his debut wasn't against a champion that he has struggled into the past. That is a great shove, though, from BDD onto Andal, but already it started off poorly here for KT. A 1-for-1 in the end. Support for Jungler is now Beryl. That encore was not it. Now Def will finally turn up. Another phenomenal seismic shove going to come in as Def finally has the arrows, but it's just not going to be enough. Leaper dives on top of him, and it's a triple, almost a quadra kill for Bulldog, but Leaper takes it in the end. But Bulldog just right-clicked. And now Andal's in the top lane, and that is a nice little hook. Going to be set up brilliantly there. The Dominus not quite going to be enough, but at least the Q doing some work. And now a flash forward from Pyoshik. Finds the punch under the Camille once again. And Casting just kind of that is the trade-off. And it looks like we're going to be evening out these dragons unless Kwangdong Freaks have something to say about it. Blast Cone available for Cuz, opts out of it here as the Drake is going to be picked up. Hook once again going to be walked away from by Beryl.
I want to go for a straight 5-5 without taking someone off the map first.
Yeah, maybe if the hook had landed from Andal, then everything's different. As soon as the hook doesn't land, they back away from it. There it is landing this time around. Very easy on a stationary target. And Deft now just getting completely torn to shreds. Valkyrie forward from Bulldog. Cleanse from Deft. He gets out of dodge, but BDD may not be in a good enough position. And now Casting, he's making his way in 3 low health members. This is so scary. And the seismic shove onto the rocks from BDD. And he secures his target. And now this huge crocodile is looking for Leaper. He does have a trap in place and is able to stop.
In, Casting TPs through. They'll get the tower as well. And suddenly we have a pretty significant gold lead.
Also looking like a different player to what Perfect was, right? I feel like Perfect was often one of these more utility-based top laners. I'm going to have to hold that thought for a moment. BDD in trouble. Hook going to connect. And there it is. Encore not going to be landing here either as Andal just trying to get out of there, and we'll be able to do like, hang on a second, are we going to have a pause? But we did. It was just Andal, and it is just as intended as
I
now.
don't think you're playing this. I don't think there's any...
No. Can you get the ultimate out of Pyoshik is the question, I guess, that you can ask, and the answer is no, you can't. As Pyoshik going to do some Overwatch tactics here as he's looking to try and, you know, stagger the resets. With this Talia for BDD, he has been extraordinarily good on this champion throughout his entire career. And he's completely defeated. Oh, it's beautiful.
That was hilarious.
It's got to sound so young.
Listen, I'm ready for it to happen here.
Yeah, as okay, the dragon down to 50% as now Andal's just flashing forward, manages to get the hook, but he's taking so much damage. He's first one to go down. BDD goes golden as well to survive through it, and now the Ash is tearing them to shreds. Casting gets amongst it. He's going down like paper, like you were saying, but Deft is still raining hell on them. There's the weave as well. The flash comes out from Dudu, and Kwangdong Freaks are just pushed away from this. As Bulldog not CC'd quite long enough. And that was a very short range arrow, so of course not going to happen. It's going so incredibly quickly. Yeah, and KT, you probably knew exactly what was happening here. You saw all of them converge, but that is just a free Baron. It's a hook as well. As now Beryl, he had to flash to get out of the way of that one, but he cannot flash again, so he's just dead. So it's not only a Baron, but it's also a pick. Def trying to offer some damage back. But the damage has been done. I was thinking that as soon as that control was kind of ignored in like this weird way, that it just wasn't going to be enough. As Arrow going to connect onto Leaper here. He flashes over the wall after the cleanse. That's both summoner spells now down. Weaver's Wall coming in. Arndil in no man's land, and Dudu is with him, and is now casting. He's going to come in. The Hextech ultimatum to try and avoid some of the damage, and Kwangdong Freaks get the first 2 kills of the fight. BDD looking for more. The health bars are so incredibly low. Is BDD finally able to go into that Zhonya's to keep himself alive? Leaper finds the shot and just ends the Renekton. And now Cuz flashes forward with the Bramble Smash, and that is the ace for the Kwangdong Freaks.
It's just going to do so much damage.
Well, Dudu is going to spot Pyoshik here. Or Pyoshik spotted or someone. There was some scouting done by both teams.
Mutual spotting.
Lethality Jin. That just felt terrible.
Now you have a bit of both, you know, bit of lethality, bit of crit,
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
Yeah. I like the crit version a whole lot more. As Seismic Shove going to go wide. There is the Nature's Grasp. There's OK Andal not going to quite find the hook, as there it is. Cease and desist, and they say no to Bulldog. He is very, very dead. KT finding a little bit of respite here at that point in time, as Pyoshik doesn't have cease and desist now, but there's the Weaver's Wall from BDD. Looks for the opportunity on the Leaper, who just walks over to the side. Andal might be taken down here as Pyoshik in trouble. Def just flying forward, finds the Jin. BDD once again and expertly used Zhonya's just to bait them through. And Dudu couldn't find anything for it, and KT have come alive. Up and available. Dudu doesn't have teleport, remember, so this is going to be KT's advantage with all 5 members here. They've got the healing from the Seraphine as well. They just need to keep Cuz out of the pit. That is all they have to do. Is now Bulldog. He is once again going to eat a cease and desist, and he's all by himself casting. Dives over the Baron wall as well, and KT, an expertly played Baron. They will be able to lock that one down. I don't know. And right now it's looking really difficult because the gold has swung back once.
Oh, look at Deft, by the way.
Deft is taken down to 50%. Doesn't have lifesteal in the build right now. And there is the Dragon secured by the Kwangdong Freaks. So both teams on Soul Point now. Kwangdong Freaks do also have Dudu in a side lane. And KT, what they want is to just take an inhibitor in trade. They might be able to get there, as Dudu actually decided to go back to the wave to try and challenge. This inhibitor is not long for the world, so they want to get at least something. The casting, he goes back. The curtains have now been called, and the Weaver's Wall will be able to knock Leaper out of it, even though the Edge of Night was there as BDD. He's getting taken down low, but he has that Zhonya's. As now Bulldog gonna get pushed back. BDD thrown into the thick of things, though, as there's Leaper's Clans and casting, trying to get up there, but he can't really do it. Dudu is just a monster as Beryl's flashing away, and they've lost both of their carries, and now Leaper, another just explosion of crit damage on top of this Renekton. Beryl can't do anything. And this new 80 carry for the Kwangdong Freaks is popping off.
He's doing so much work. KT overcommitting to the base. Perfect lineup for not only the Jingle, but the flank that comes through. And now it's only the Vi alive. The death timers are long. The waves are there. They're going to look for the end here and now.
Let's see what they can do. They've got that wave turning up towards that bottom side. They can tank up these turret shots as well to try and keep this wave alive for as long as possible. Pyoshik, he's going to need a miracle, but I just don't think he's going to be able to buy enough time. He needs 13 seconds on BDD, and he just will not have it. The Kwangdong Freaks, a 2-0 in their debut match of summer. Leaper comes out and says, World Championship bottom lane? Nah. That's not what I'm interested in. Another hook for Arndil. And the Kwangdong Freaks take the 2-0.
And it's a convincing series. It's a really strong...
These were some of the best highlights from the 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup between KT and KDF. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.